Have you ever been around someone who seems friendly on the surface, yet deep down, something feels off? Perhaps it's a subtle discomfort, an inexplicable tension in the air, or just a gut feeling whispering that their smile isn't as warm as it appears. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, introduced the concept of the shadow self, the hidden aspects of our personality that we suppress or deny. This shadow often leaks into our interactions with others, especially when resentment, envy, or unspoken grudges lurk beneath the surface. No matter how well someone tries to mask their true feelings, their unconscious mind betrays them through subtle yet undeniable signals. Today, we'll uncover 8 undeniable signs that someone close to you may secretly harbor hostility toward you. Some are deceptively small, others more obvious, but all of them reveal what words often try to hide. Be especially mindful of the 8th sign. It's the most dangerous and might completely change the way you see certain people in your life. 1. Sarcasm and contempt disguised as humor. Hostility doesn't always present itself in obvious ways. Sometimes, it hides behind a smirk, a playful tone, or a well-timed joke. Some people weaponize sarcasm and mockery, delivering their true feelings in a way that allows them to deny any malice. They might frequently tease you about things they know you're sensitive about, poking at your insecurities under the guise of humor. If you ever express discomfort, their response is often dismissive. "Oh, come on, I was just joking. Don't be so sensitive. Relax. Can't you take a joke?" At first glance, this might seem harmless, a bit of teasing between friends. But pay attention to the pattern. Do their jokes consistently target the same aspect of you? Do they make you feel small rather than lighthearted? True humor strengthens connections, while hidden contempt erodes them. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow self is key to understanding this behavior. According to Jung, we all have aspects of ourselves that we suppress, parts we don't want to acknowledge. When someone harbors resentment, envy, or disdain toward you, they may unconsciously project those suppressed emotions in the form of subtle ridicule. Their jokes are often revealing more about them than about you. So the next time someone laughs at your expense, look beyond their words. Humor should make you feel included, not diminished. If sarcasm is a constant weapon in their arsenal, it may not be humor at all, it may be hostility in disguise. 2. Subtle acts of sabotage. Not all forms of resentment come in loud, aggressive ways. Sometimes, they manifest in whispers, overlooked details, and innocent mistakes that always seem to work against you. When someone secretly harbors ill feelings toward you, they may not attack you outright, but they might quietly undermine you. This kind of sabotage is particularly insidious because it often comes from those closest to you, a friend, a family member, or a colleague, someone you trust. It could be as simple as them forgetting to share crucial information, giving you misleading advice, or complicating things unnecessarily just when you're about to achieve something significant. At first, you might dismiss these incidents as mere coincidences. Everyone makes mistakes, right? But ask yourself, do these mistakes always happen when you're on the verge of success? Does this person consistently fail to support you at critical moments? Do they subtly discourage you, masking it as concern? E.g., are you sure you can handle that? It sounds really tough. Carl Jung's insights into human psychology shed light on this behavior. He believed that when people struggle to confront their own insecurities, failures, or disappointments, they may unconsciously project those frustrations onto others. Rather than working on their own growth, they attempt to slow you down, ensuring you don't get too far ahead. The most dangerous part? They often don't even realize they're doing it. It's a subconscious attempt to keep you from highlighting their own inadequacies. So, pay close attention to the people around you. Do they genuinely support your progress? Or do they subtly hold you back? The difference between a true friend and a secret enemy often lies in the small, seemingly inconsequential details. 3. Silent competition. Not all battles are fought openly. Sometimes, they unfold quietly, in conversations laced with subtle one-upmanship, in the way someone downplays your achievements, or in their relentless need to match or surpass everything you do. This is the nature of silent competition, when someone close to you views your success as a personal threat rather than a shared joy. Have you ever shared exciting news, only to have someone immediately shift the focus back to themselves? You just landed a big promotion? Well, they just got an even better opportunity. You accomplished something difficult? They've done it before, and it was no big deal. You're proud of a personal achievement? They're quick to remind you of a time when they outperformed you. Rather than celebrating with you, they turn every conversation into an implicit competition. Their need to diminish, outshine, or redirect attention isn't always obvious. But over time, it becomes clear. They don't just want to succeed, they want to ensure you don't outshine them. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow self explains this well. People project onto others the traits they struggle to acknowledge in themselves. If they secretly feel inadequate, your success forces them to confront their own self-doubt, something they may not be ready to face. Rather than working on their own growth, they try to level the playing field by subtly undermining yours. This type of competition often stems from deep-seated insecurity and unspoken resentment. True confidence allows people to celebrate others' victories without feeling diminished. But for those who struggle with self-worth, your success feels like a mirror reflecting their own perceived shortcomings. Pay attention to how people react when you achieve something meaningful. Do they support and encourage you? Or do they find a way to shift the focus back to themselves? The answer may reveal more than just their personality. It may expose how they truly feel about you. 4. The illusion of kindness. Not all hostility is loud and confrontational. Sometimes, it hides behind a mask of politeness, wrapped in empty gestures and hollow words. Some people may not openly show their resentment, but their lack of genuine support speaks volumes. At first glance, they may seem pleasant, even kind, but pay close attention. When you need help, they are conveniently unavailable. They make excuses, downplay your struggles, or subtly dismiss your concerns. When you achieve something great, their enthusiasm feels forced, or worse, non-existent. Instead of celebrating with you, they respond with a half-hearted smile, a quick subject change, or a compliment so shallow it barely masks their indifference. When others praise you, they remain quiet, neutral, or even subtly shift the spotlight away from you. This behavior becomes most apparent during critical moments in your life. Whether you're facing hardship or celebrating a milestone, their true feelings reveal themselves, not through their words, but through their absence. Carl Jung spoke about the mechanism of psychological dissociation, where individuals emotionally detach from others, making them incapable of offering genuine empathy or support. These individuals may not openly wish you harm, but their lack of encouragement and passive indifference can be just as damaging. True kindness is not about empty words, it's about presence, effort, and sincerity. So pay attention. Do they stand by your side when it matters most? Or do they disappear the moment you truly need them? If you found this video insightful, consider subscribing to Cultivating the Mind for more content on personal growth and deeper self-awareness. Now, let's move on to the next sign. 5. Control disguised as care. Some people don't try to control you through aggression or force. Instead, they do it under the pretense of love and concern. They present themselves as your guiding hand, your protector, the one who knows what's best for you. But beneath this facade of care lies something far less noble: their need to dictate your choices and keep you emotionally dependent on them. This form of control is deceptive and insidious because it often comes wrapped in well-meaning advice or gentle warnings. At first, it may even feel reassuring to have someone who seems invested in your well-being. But over time, you may notice patterns that reveal their true intent. They question every decision you make, making you doubt your own judgment. They subtly undermine your confidence, pointing out why your choices might lead to failure. They frame their control as concern, saying things like, "I'm just looking out for you," or "I don't want you to make a mistake." They disapprove of your independence, becoming passive-aggressive or distant whenever you assert yourself. The biggest red flag? How you feel after their so-called guidance. Instead of feeling empowered, you feel anxious, insecure, and uncertain about your own path. True support uplifts you. Manipulation does the opposite. Carl Jung suggested that the need to control others often stems from deep internal chaos. Those who cannot manage their own emotional instability may attempt to control the lives of others to create a false sense of order. Their grip on you isn't about love, it's about soothing their own fears. The next time someone tells you what's best for you, ask yourself, is this advice truly helping me grow? Or is it just keeping me within their grasp? 6. Criticism and backstabbing. People who harbor resentment toward you rarely confront you directly. Instead, they operate in the shadows, spreading whispers, distorting facts, and planting seeds of doubt in the minds of others. Their words are like poison, infecting your relationships without you even realizing it. And by the time you notice, the damage has often already been done. A sudden shift in how others treat you can be a telltale sign. If friends, colleagues, or acquaintances start keeping their distance without explanation, it's possible that someone has been quietly chipping away at your reputation. Backhanded remarks, exaggerated stories, or outright lies can turn people against you before you even get a chance to defend yourself. Why do people do this? Because gossip is a powerful tool. It allows those who feel inadequate to drag others down without ever having to face them. It's a way for them to exert influence without accountability. Carl Jung believed that the need to slander others is often an unconscious attempt to project one's own insecurities. People who feel small try to make others seem even smaller. By highlighting, or fabricating, flaws in others, they temporarily silence the voice of self-doubt within themselves. So, the next time you hear that someone has been talking behind your back, remember this: their words say more about them than they ever will about you. 7. Frustration at your success. True friends and supporters celebrate your achievements as if they were their own. They stand by you in difficult times and genuinely rejoice in your victories because they see your success as something positive, not as a threat. But not everyone reacts that way. Those who secretly resent you often struggle to hide their discomfort when you accomplish something meaningful. Their reactions might be subtle: a lackluster, "Oh, that's nice," a sudden change of subject, or a passive-aggressive attempt to downplay your achievement. A clear red flag is when you share exciting news, only to be met with lukewarm responses like, "Well, I guess that's okay," or worse, they immediately redirect the conversation to themselves. "That reminds me of the time I did something even bigger." Rather than feeling inspired by your progress, they feel threatened by it. Carl Jung believed that an inability to be happy for others stems from unresolved inner conflicts. Your success forces them to confront their own shortcomings, failures, or unfulfilled potential. Instead of using that discomfort as motivation to grow, they attempt to dismiss, belittle, or ignore what you've achieved. Phrases like, "It's not that big of a deal," "Anyone could have done that," or "You could have done better," are not just careless remarks. They often reveal deep-seated frustration, an internal struggle between admiration and envy. If someone in your life consistently downplays your wins or appears unsettled by your progress, it may be a sign that they see you less as a friend and more as competition. 8. Body language and hidden signals. Hidden resentment rarely manifests in direct words. Instead, it reveals itself through subtle, unconscious signals: a glance that quickly averts at the wrong moment, a forced smile, a sudden shift in facial expression, or an awkward silence. These cues often speak louder than words. Many people try to mask their emotions, but the body never truly lies. If someone pretends to support you while secretly feeling hostility, you might notice it in small gestures. Their hands stiffen when you talk about a success. Their tone slightly shifts when they compliment you, or they avoid eye contact at key moments. Carl Jung believed that the subconscious mind always finds a way to express itself, even when the conscious mind tries to suppress emotions. A person may wear a social mask, but their body reacts involuntarily to what they truly feel. Their posture, micro-expressions, and tone of voice often betray emotions they don't want to admit, even to themselves. If you sense tension, discomfort, or coldness from someone, trust your intuition. You may be picking up on signals that your conscious mind hasn't fully processed yet. Recognizing these cues requires keen observation and emotional awareness. Words can deceive, but body language, no matter how subtle, always tells the truth. Thank you for being part of this journey. Stay tuned for the next insight in our upcoming video.